Hello YouTube, this is Gaming Around with a new video. I usually do not do commentary on my videos, but I have a few tidbits of insight that I think might be relevant to the new boss in-game in Ark. Now, for those of you that don't know, which it's kind of hard to see that anybody doesn't know nowadays, that the Ark has finally hit launch day. It is a full game, and it has finally been released as a full game. And with that full game comes the end boss. And in that end boss, we had quite a few things that were supposed to be answered, but left a little bit more mystery than anything. So I'm going to be here trying to unravel that mystery, well, at least taking my best shot at it. And hopefully I come up with a few theories that you like, and maybe a few theories that other people can expand upon. Alright, so first, I think that a lot of the stuff we see in the end boss is going to be related to new game types like survival of the fittest or extinction. Now, I don't know much about survival of the fittest or extinction because I've only played on console, but I watch quite a few different YouTubers. One is Jay Plays Games, and this asteroid here, or planet possibly, he said looks kind of like the one in Extinction, which, if that is true, that might be our first clue that that game type is coming to console, or just coming to Ark in general as a full thing. Also, whenever you actually look around, you notice that there are little arcs all around outside of this main boss part, which some of them might look familiar, but the most of them do not, which, you know, if they don't look familiar, odds are they might be what we're getting in the future, fingers crossed. Now, the one I'm going to focus on right now is the one that looks to be broken up in the straight ahead of you in this picture. The reason why I'm focusing on this is because it looks isolated and desert, but the thing is, to me it reminds me of that total conversion, the moon survival mod. And if that's what this is, that would be really cool, because if that's a sign that we're getting that, then that would be a great DLC for the future. But like I said, fingers crossed that that's what that is indicating. It's not just, you know, visual art for the end. Alright, so let's go over what we already know. We're going to take a look at the maps that are already in the game, and then I'll try my best to match the maps up to what little Ark I think they possibly could be, if I can. Alright, so first off we have the island. And to me, this one right here, when you start floating off through space, looks like the island. And next we have the center. And this one's a little bit harder to tell, but the one on the far left, I believe, might be it. And then, of course, we have Scorched Earth. And this one, I believe, is the one that we zoom into at the very last of the clip. And then, finally, we have Ragnarok. And this one, I am not as sure on. I believe it's that one there in the middle, but I'm not sure. It also might be the one on the right, but we can't really tell, to be honest. Now I'm going to go into my second part of trying to solve the mystery. This one I'm not so much sure about. This is just a theory, but it does seem to have quite a bit of evidence towards that theory. Now let's go on full-on conspiracy on Ark. So before Ragnarok or the End was ever released, they had a trailer where they had little globes and all that people were saying it looks like the Earth. And then when the game fully got released, you saw the solar system here, and people were like, nope, that doesn't look like Earth. But I think it is. And here's why. At first glance, this little planet here doesn't look like Earth. But in another angle here, that is clearly North America, and then South America in this spot right here, which means that has got to be Earth. That there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then we go to when we get outside the station, we go to this dried husk type planet that looks like it's been completely obliterated with either natural or man-made disasters. And then we get zoomed out close to the end of the scene, where we see all the arcs surrounding this planet in like a field, kind of like some kind of protective field around this planet. So I am more convinced than ever that this is Earth, but we are not actually on the Earth. We're in these little arcs that are floating above it because some kind of disaster happened on the planet. And I don't know what that disaster is yet, but you remember that asteroid that I said kind of looked like a planet at the beginning, that it might be for extinction? I have a theory. I think that might be the moon. And it looks like it got completely shattered, as you can see here. I think that the moon got hit by something, or possibly blown up by something, at the same time that the Earth went through this cataclysm. So I think that's what's going on in the outside spot. I'm not exactly sure how that plays into Ark as a whole, but this is definitely Earth, and this is definitely what I believe to be the moon, that is that asteroid type thing. I think it's possible that the reason why we're on these arcs is because something horrendous did happen on the Earth, and this is their way of preserving human life. Like, this is our way of getting away from the danger, but we didn't have the technology to go to a whole new planet outside of our solar system or anything like that, so we made little artificial planets in a grid around the one we had. That's just my theory, but I think that that's possibly what is happening. As far as the implants go, or like what all of it has to do with it, or like how we can teleport and stuff, I don't know. I would assume that that would be a part of the technology, though, that they use to make it where we could escape Earth. It's the only thing that makes sense to me at the moment, that that's what happened. And that's why we have the implants, is that's our way to get from point to point or place to place. But if there's that many arcs all across the Earth, then quite possibly we have an endless amount of DLC that could possibly happen. I don't know if Wildcard is going to do that, but it's there if they want to do that, which is really cool. I would hope they just keep going and going and going, kind of like how Minecraft, it's just that one game and they just keep adding and adding and adding to it. That would be really awesome. I think that would get a lot of people actually staying with the game if that's what they were going to do on it. So those were my theories. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, this is the first time I've really done one of these commentary type things. Let me know in the comment section if you like this, and if you did like this, please give it a thumbs up. All you guys' support really helps out here. And for Gaming Around, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.